looking for a provider that had multiple cloud offerings, whether it was for a voice application, whether it was security. They just want to take more and more of their services and push them up towards the cloud. So it's probably similar to what a lot of the folks that you guys talked to today are looking for, a way to outsource more and more of these applications. So the big driving force in this was trying to have their contact center get upgraded to new phones and also tied into a contact center on demand platform. So the XO solution that we put in there was our hosted PBX platform. We deliver our hosted over an MLPS access circuit, so that's one of the things that I think is a little bit unique. We do not sell services as like a broadband over the top solution, so we like to control the class of service from end to end. In this particular case, we delivered diverse circuits from both the physical and carrier side into this building because that contact center was one location. So we had diversity into the building, 2 XO routers that ran BGP and IBGP on their side to set it up so they had failover there. We put our contact center on demand product into the building, so that allows their users to actually work there, work from a remote location. Anywhere that they can get access, they can log into the portal, get themselves connected and start to receive calls. So it really combined a lot of those different services onto one platform for them. We added our hosted security platform on top of that just to provide some additional layer of security for them, and really took a whole bunch of disparate services that were in-house and managed by different folks under one umbrella for them, and really pushed a lot of that into the cloud. So that provided a lot of different benefits for them. Some was from a costing standpoint, some was from an ease of management. One of the things that XO's heavily invested in is putting all of this behind one portal. So as folks have multiple different resources, it turns that in a lot of cases you got 6 or 7 different portal logins that you got to remember. I can make this change here, I can't do that one there. So all of this sits behind one pane of glass, and I think that's been a big piece of ease of management for them as well. So that was kind of the general gist of what they were looking to accomplish and some of the things that we offered them. Those are the core products that we put out in place for these guys, and certainly welcome any questions. And
what is your underlying platform? Is it BroadSoft or something?
Yeah, it's BroadSoft, and I think one of the other things that we do that's somewhat unique on the BroadSoft side, so we actually deploy a packet smart device that's actually at the customer prem. Gives us a little bit of visibility in a different DMARC location, so we actually can see internal to past the router, right? So essentially, we're still going to own fixing the problem, but what it does is it allows us to know where we should head do we start in a transport layer? Do we start with the actual phone system side of it? So it just gives us a little bit added visibility into that platform.
You sold BroadSoft background before that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're pretty familiar with it?
We have a hosted PBX order going in for you guys. We're just waiting for the Ethernet to go in, but it's the first one we've done with you guys. So
does your hosted product offer analytics? Your call center package?
Call center package 100%. So you can see almost anything from an analytics standpoint, from a reporting standpoint. Some of the panel earlier discussed visibility into whether it's SMS, chat, if you wanted to have interaction with Facebook or Twitter or any of those things. It all queues up services, so it's basically, instead of just, a lot of that used to be one directional, now you can kind of push and pull to the different agents. Instead of them waiting for a call, if there's not anything queued up there, they can pull from other queues, right? So it just keeps
their own, and you buy someone who already has it.
It's a white label offering from LiveOps.
Yeah, and to actually add to what Tom was saying was, we actually have multiple contact center offerings, right? It really depends on what the customer's looking for. We've got kind of that SMB mid-level, mid-market contact center where customers are just looking for a basic contact center, right? Supervisor roles, agent roles, call monitoring, queuing, etc., reporting. But then we also have, like what Tom was alluding to, more of the higher and more robust offering with LiveOps, where you're looking for social media, more analytics, better reporting, customized reporting, things like that. So we've got a wide variety, if you will, of products and services for that.
Yeah, and to be honest, we sell significantly more of the Polycom phones. We offer both. It just seems like the Polycom phones have taken a much better market grasp and really turns into, I'd say, keep me honest, but it's got to be, close to.
We're definitely seeing a heavy favor for Polycom phones more so than Cisco. Part of that's by probably design. We do a lot more training around Polycom phones. We get a lot more support out of Polycom than we do with Cisco. But occasionally we do have customers that are true Cisco shops and are looking for a Cisco solution, so we provide Cisco phones for them as well. So, what are you usually seeing, John?
We see a lot of Cisco, but more Polycom now.
What do you guys do for driving implementation? How does that process work for XO?
Well, it starts with, and I'm sitting on a panel later, but I would agree it starts with those guys in terms of the questions, and I know that they've beat you to death with asking the right questions, so I won't say that, but it really comes to solution selling and making sure that it's sold right on the front end, right? Because we all know the phrase garbage in, garbage out, right? So what happens if we don't sell it right, it kind of hinders us on the back end. So we do a lot up front with making sure that you guys get training that you need and support that you need with the partner sales managers, our sales engineers, moving down the line into our implementation engineers and making sure that we're working with the customer, filling out the planning guide with those customers and making sure that what we're going to configure in the end solution is what the customer thought they were buying. So there's multiple checkpoints that we try to do from an implementation standpoint to ensure success at the end. Does that answer your question? Yeah.
I think a lot of it really is asking those questions, right? How is it going to work with different users in their community? And sometimes on some of the bigger engagements, we'll end up with meetings where there's a whole variety of different, teams inside that client that are actually sitting down talking with us. How do we actually use the system itself, and then making sure that the person that may be driving the project is actually collecting that proper information from the other folks internally.
What is the training like? Do you guys provide on-site training, or is it YouTube videos? I mean, what's the training once you implement?
For our customers?
Yeah.
We have the gambit, right? We're actually pretty unique in that we do have online, right? So we have videos, we have the user manuals. Recently we launched virtual instructor-led training, and we launched on-site training. And for us, we actually include those. I mean, there's a breaking point, right, for customer size, but we actually will include on-site training for our customers, so that not only is it admin training, it's in-user training, right? Because ultimately we know it's one thing to train the admins, but then how do the users know how to use the service? And you can't inundate the admins with a bunch of phone calls of, hey, my phone's not working, how do I program it? How do I transfer somebody? How do I conference call? So we've put a lot of training, a lot of emphasis around training this year, making sure that not only it's on-site, but it's also virtual, so it meets both needs.
Be on-site training, certain size?
From a sales standpoint, we do promote a certain size, but that doesn't mean that there's not flexibility in that size. It really comes down to what the opportunity looks like holistically and whether or not that makes sense to send somebody on site. But either way, we sell on-site training, and what we do is we waive it on the back end as part of sweetening the pot for a customer deal. So you guys have the option of either selling it and keeping that revenue, or saying, hey look, as a customer we can waive that.